Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Now today we're going to take a look at Priston Tale 2. This is a 3D fantasy, kind of a dark world MMORPG. But let's get started. As you can see, there's only one server. You've got all servers in recommended server. I have played a little bit just to kind of get an idea of the game. So let's go ahead and jump in there. You can see here's my one character. But let's go ahead and go through the character creation process so you guys can see what that's all about. Now once you get in here, you're going to be able to choose essentially from three different races, and depending upon which race you choose defines which actual character classes that you have available to you, and it also defines also your starting area and things like that. So you can see here you've got the Tamskron, and Tamskron are famous as knights representing Priston. Constant has strong bodies and stuff like that. So this is your warriors and archers, and you do have one mage type. Let's go ahead and select and jump in real quick so you guys can see what is available. So you can choose, male or female, and let's go ahead and go with the female. And the huntress can be promoted to archer or Atlanta, and then you've got the fighter, which can be promoted to warrior or combatant. So let's go back and take a look at the other ones. And then you get the Morion. And let's go ahead and select that real quick, and you can see in here. Now, unfortunately, the disappointing thing is, as you can see, the classes are gender locked. So essentially, we can go with this, which you start as a disciple, which then you can become a magician or a conjurer. And then you've got the female disciple. So this is one of the few ones that you don't have a gender lock, whereas you saw in the other one you did have a gender lock. And then you've got the knight, which the knight can be promoted to paladin or valiant. And you see there's no female availability for the knight class. And then, oops, we accidentally chose that. So let's go back here because I want to show you guys the last race, which is Sofito. And let's go ahead and select that and go in there. And you can see here, this is also one of the ones that is not gender locked. So you can go with the rogue, and later on you can become the shadow or the underhunter. Or you can go with the pilgrim, which later on you can advance to the shaman or the druid. Now it's kind of nice because you don't start out as like this generic commoner or grunt or whatever character type. You kind of have a starting class that you do have skills and things like that that you're able to use. But later on, you're able to then define that down into a little bit more specialized profession. So let's go ahead and go with the Morion. And let's go with let's go with the disciple. We'll go with female, and let's select and take a look. And you can see, I'm not actually sure what this localized me is all about. I'm guessing this is kind of like your starting stats and stuff like that, and that'll show up once we get inside here. So there we go. And let's go ahead and name our character. And let's name it right. And you can see you've got Morion, class disciple, sex female. Let's go ahead and see what hair types we have available. So it looks like we've got 4 total hair types, and so not a ton of options. Let's go ahead and go with, let's go with that one. Let's see, can we look around? Yep, there you go. So you can adjust your character and take a look at what they're going to look like. Let's see how many hair colors we have. There's 2, 3, 4. So only 4 hair colors, and none of them are very traditional. So we're going to go ahead and go with the blue, and that may be something that they do race-wise. So as you choose a different race, you're able to only have certain availabilities. And then let's look at the faces, and surprise, surprise, we have 4 face options. And skin color, I'm going to guess that we're going to have 4, and I was right. There we go. We have 4 skin colors. Let's see, eye color, and once again, 4 eye colors. Nothing really exciting there. You can randomize it, but there's not a lot of options. So that is a bit disappointing. With games these days, it's so easy for them to create multiple options or, color wheels and stuff like that. And for them not to have that is a little bit disappointing. But let's create our character, and let's jump into the game so we can see what it's all about. So there we go. We've got character that I started and then the character that now I just created. So let's jump in and see what this new area is all about. Now, one of the nice things when you get in here, the game does have a really, really cool guide system. So if you're kind of lost or you're wondering how to do something in the game, you can bring up the guide, and they actually have videos that they created, some of them with narration and things like that, and it actually brought it up to start with. Here's the guide system, and you can see you can go through your first quest using skills, mounts, first profession changes, clan features, because the clan feature is really interesting once you join a guild. There's a lot of cool options where the clan leaders can purchase buffs that are available once the entire guild has contributed enough to the guild or to the clan, then they can activate these buffs and give huge bonuses to different attributes or statistics and things like that. Then you've got PvP, which the PvP system in the game is pretty intense, so they've got a full video on it. And then you've got basic interface options. You can, if you, like I said, if you're ever lost, you can watch any of these videos and get through it pretty good. So let's go ahead and run through the tutorial real quick. So we've got the basic, and essentially what they have you do is do all the different things, and then that walks you through the tutorial. So see, it has us open the inventory, and we can see some of the items we have, and we've got several different slots that it wants us to click through, or we can open all and see them all there. We can close all. We could press C to open up our character sheet. Let's enter to go next, and then it wants us to equip these different things, and you'll see them pop up over here in the equipment section. So we're just going to right click on those, and they'll equip to our character. And you can also see our character's avatar down here changing as we're equipping these different items. We use the mouse wheel to scroll in so we can see our character as we're equipping these things. There we go. Let's get that staff equipped and these mist shards, and we should be good to go. So there we go. Let's close that. And please try to register a potion of energy to the slot F12. So there we go, basically just showing us how to set up our hotkeys, and we can go ahead and we can drag that into this space right here. You can drag it anywhere on the screen, and that'll drop it off of the actual hotkey bar. And then this they have us bring up the menu K, and you can see we already do have our skill here, our Edge of Flame. But you can also see this shows our options once we reach level. We have to reach level 10, then you have to complete a series of quests to actually do your profession change. And here are the two professions that we have the ability to change to: the Conjurer, which is more of your magician or wizard type character, and your Priestess, which is more along your healer lines. So, and then you do have clan skills once you do get into a clan and stuff like that. One neat thing that you can do is, if you're not sure exactly what you want to do, is you can go to the skill trial. The skill trial will allow you to enter this kind of instance dungeon, and you're able to choose. They give you a bunch of skill points, and they open up all the skills, so you can go in there and you can test out different skill builds and stuff like that, and you're fully decked out in higher level armor and things like that. So it's pretty cool the way that they do set that up. That you can go ahead and test that out and see what's going on. So, but let's go ahead and continue with this. They want us to check out the map, and you can see where we are. We're right here on this little floating island. What's really neat about the map is they do color code the different NPCs. So you can see here, you can see we've got this yellow NPC here. Unfortunately, we can't click on him and just start running that way, but we will go ahead, and you can see here we can double click on these different areas, and we're able to go to because it does have different zones. So that's what it's showing us right now. But we can't click on the map and actually head to a different NPC. So, but for now, we're going to go ahead and follow the map and run over there. Let's close that out. But graphically, you can see the game is, in my mind, it's very well done. There aren't, as you may have seen real quick, there's one player there, and you can see he's pretty decent level, and he's got some pretty decent gear, but there aren't a ton of players running around, at least not in these newbie areas. Now, that may change in the higher level areas. Just means that there's not a ton of people playing that are joining new. Now, sometimes that can mean a lot of different things. Now, when you go around to different sites, you guys may, but I personally don't see a ton of ads for the game, so that may contribute to some of it. And of course, as I say that and we run into this area, we see a bunch of different people and a bunch of different characters sitting here selling items. So you can see that the actual item selling is done with a personal shop instead of an auction house. But I thought for sure that they did have an auction house, but it looks like maybe they have both. So let's go ahead and talk to her, and let's get our first quest. So the questing system is pretty basic. Talk to the character. You can see those characters, like I talked about on the map, will be yellow if they have quests for you. And then once you do accept their quests, actually let's get all the quests that she has. We can go do a bunch of these at once, because I'm pretty sure when we go outside and we actually start hunting that a bunch of these come into play all at the same time. So let's close that out. And then we'll go to L, and you can see we can click on this, and it actually shows us where we need to go, which is actually outside of the city, because she wants us to hunt bandies. So we're gonna actually be able to see some of the fighting pretty quick here in the tutorial. So like it says, follow the arrow, and they do put this arrow above your head so you can kind of get an idea of where you need to go. So that's kind of nice. Another nice thing they give you is once you get out of the tutorial, by the time you're level 4 or 5, you have 2 mounts. You'll have a rabbit that you're going to be able to run around on, and then you also have I believe it's, and in the other character was a unicorn. I don't know if it's the same on this character, on this race or not, but like I said, it was a unicorn on the other one. And I'm actually going to move this hotkey to here. There we go. And it's showing us that we can left click, or we can use tab to actually select monsters, and then how to attack, and using our skill and picking up items and all that good jazz. So let's see, now we're outside, so we can take, and usually it shows us on the map where the monsters are. So let's go ahead and take a look at our quest real quick. We got spore delivery. No, we don't need that. Could you hunt bandies and collect the souls? So let's go ahead and see if we can't. That's one thing that is disturbing though, is you see you've got this close button. It never works. So you always have to go to this close button, which is really weird. So there we go. There's the map showing us where these bandies are. So let's go ahead and close that. Close this one. Like I said, you can't click the X. You've got to go here. Now, if you do get into the game and you need to find the guides that we were talking about when we first looked at it, you can see right down here you've got the guides. So you can go ahead and click on that. So let's bring up the map. Let's actually bring up this again, and then you bring this up. And when you click on, that was one thing that I wanted to show you guys, was when you click on the actual quest, it brings up not only the description, but it brings up the map, which shows you the area that you'll find these bandies in. So, and it'll do that for any of the different quests that you do. Now it's really weird because it's telling me I need to find bandies, but I'm going to go ahead and start attacking this and see if this has anything to do with it, because sometimes I've noticed in some of these quests they name things, yeah, see, rabies hunting. So it's actually not bandies, it's these little rabbit guys that we need to take out. But one thing interface-wise that I noticed, and I was not a fan of too much, is if I'm out of range, let's say with my skill, it doesn't move me into range. Of course, that one I was in range with, but instead it just tells me that I'm out of range and I actually have to move to it. Now, most new games today will actually move you into range when you try and use the skill. Like this guy should be far enough away, and you can see right there I can't use it, I'm out of range. So I can just use my basic attack, which is that one right there, and then go ahead and that will actually use itself, because I can use that from pretty far away. But let's go ahead and, for example, let's attack this guy way over there, and there you see I can use my attack and I'll actually run into range. And then let's go ahead, and as I get closer, then even though I'm not in range, he'll come to me, and then once he gets in range, I can go ahead and use my skill and attack him. So we did complete our quest, and you can see here once you complete the quest, you actually the quest will turn yellow, so you know that you're done. But if I remember correctly, this was actually the quest that we're looking to do, and it wants us to hunt bandits, but the bandits are not where they say they are. Maybe we're just not quite there yet. So let's go see if we can't find them. But there's the rabbit that I was talking about. The game does have a pet system. Let's see if maybe this is a bandy or bandit. I doubt it. This little, I don't even know what to say that thing is. Kind of almost like a walking mole. I don't know. But let's go ahead and pick up the items that he has. So that wasn't it. Didn't give me credit for it. Maybe they're inside this building. So let's go ahead and see there. But graphically, you can see pretty far off into the distance, and I think graphically it's pretty well done. This is a sequel to the original Priston Tale. So and that game was more of kind of a cartoony base. This one was this one is a little more along the lines of more of the third-person MMORPGs that you see on the market today. So they did do a pretty big graphical update as far as this game was concerned. Sound-wise, it's really weird because you bring up the options. Normally, I'm fighting with the game to keep the sound pretty low, but I have this. I turn the background music and stuff up pretty high, and let's go ahead and hit OK, and you'll see that we're not having any issues with the sounds overpowering my voice or anything like that when I'm trying to talk. But you know, I'm not going to find these bandies, so I'm going to go ahead and head back into town and turn these quests in and see about some of the things. Let's run through some of the interface options. Some of them we can't run through because you can't do them in the tutorial, but I'll just talk about them. You do have the ability to set yourself up with kind of a you know, like clothing options, or more of, I guess you could call it kind of social wear, that you could put on a different outfit type of thing. You do have your whole pet system where you can put pets in here and stuff like that, and have access to different ones, and different pets will fight for you and have different pets and buffs that you'll have and things like that. There's our inventory screen. You can see we're already collecting some stuff, whether it be eons, which is, as you can see, game money. They straight out tell you right there. And then you've got these fresh spores, which I need to actually turn those in. Then you've got different, here's the rabbit we were talking about. There we go. We can actually equip him now. So let's go ahead and jump on him. And nice thing is there's no time for the, there's no load time for the actual mount. So you can just jump right on him and start running around. Let's run over, and as you can see here on the mini map, you can see that we've got the different colors like I was talking about, and that shows that who I've got quests that I can turn into and things of that nature. So you can see the red areas are individuals that I have quests I can turn in. And so there we go. Removal of the wild rabby. Let's go ahead and turn that in. Maybe. Please select a reward. There we go. So let's go ahead and select this one. And we'll go from there. And quest completed, and it looks like we leveled up to level 3, and it looks like we've got some items that will be in our mailbox. Not enough items to be completed, so new quest. Let's go ahead and accept this, and then this one, not enough items to complete the quest. Alright, well, let's go ahead and cancel that, and we're going to run over here real quick, and we've got one other quest we can complete. I think we need to go this way. It's kind of weird when you look at the map, though. Like, sometimes it's because it's so small. Like, I wish the map was just a little bit bigger. I mean, I know I can zoom in and be able to see where I need to run to, but sometimes it's just a little bit too small, and it's just off a little bit from where you need to be. So just little things, not a big bother, but overall the game's interface is well done. They, like I said, they do have the system. Let's go ahead and complete this quest. They do have the system, whereas if you ever get stuck with what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to do it, the guide system is something I think is really well done. The clan system, when I watched, I haven't seen firsthand how the clan system works, but from what I watched in the video, it was pretty well done, and I think it's a good addition to the game. Additionally, I really like the ability to go down here to different content, and the skill trial system was really kind of a cool system, being able to try out the different skills that you could potentially pick up and things like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. And if you'd like to play or learn more about Priston Tale 2, you can read our full review at mmoden.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.